All right, all right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This, of course, is your boy BJ back with another video. So, guys, y'all just gonna have to sit here and chat with me for a little bit, okay? Y'all got to sit here and chat with your boy for a little bit. But I want to talk about Norma Dumont. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been talking with some people and getting some feedback about Norma Dumont. You know, and then of course listening to what some people say about Norma here on YouTube and other places. And I feel like Norma Dumont does not get the credit. I feel like Norma Dumont is for some reason not registering on a lot of people's radar. I feel like Norma Dumont has actually done a lot coming into the UFC as a 45er. You know what I'm saying? Coming into the UFC as a 45er and being as active as she is. Let's talk about that for 1 second. Okay, let's talk about Norma Dumont coming into the UFC at 45 and has remained one of the most active WMMA fighters in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, very active. So we can expect at least 2 to 3 fights a year from Norma Dumont. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Norma Dumont has had a lot of fights in the UFC in just a few years that she's been here. You know what I'm saying? She's fought a lot more often than a lot of people who have been in the UFC for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Norma Dumont has went out here and, and showed us this. Let's back it up for a second, because when Norma came into the UFC, everybody talked about how bad she looked in that Megan Anderson fight, and she did. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people missed that Norma Dumont come off the couch for that fight. She was brought into the UFC because she wanted to fight it. She said yes to fighting at 45. But Norma Dumont we'll probably never see Norma Dumont make 135. So the rankings thing is a little weird. I understand that. The rankings thing, ranking her at 135 when she's never made 135 is kind of odd and kind of weird, but that's just one of those weird UFC featherweight things, you know what I'm saying? But Norma Dumont has wins over, you know what I'm saying, Aspen Ladd. She has wins over Felicia Spencer. Let's take a second to actually look at Norma. But wait a minute. First of all, let me not get ahead of myself. First of all, the improvements that Norma Dumont made from her first showing in the UFC are absolutely drastic. Absolutely drastic. And yet we have people, I don't want to put you on blast, Combo, but you know what I'm saying? It's all out of good love and debate. Combo thinks that Norma Dumont is somebody who takes their foot off the gas. And I'm like, where is he seeing that? And he's not but what makes it so crazy is he's not the only person that says that. Some people feel like Norma Dumont is not a 5-round fighter. And I'm just like, okay, well, y'all know if I don't agree, I gotta say something. I gotta come back with the rebuttal. Norma Dumont is a night and day fighter from the fighter we saw that fought Megan Anderson. She is 100% a night and day fighter. She was very out of shape. She looked very heavy in that fight. She looked very proddy in that fight, very flat-footed in that fight, and she didn't look sharp in that fight. Like she literally went through the motions in that fight with Megan Anderson. Like, go back and look at what she was doing. That wasn't even Norma Dumont. All the clinching, I mean, it just wasn't. It's just stepping in the range, not gauging the range like Norma does. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we see from Norma is somebody who gauges the range, somebody who is very tactical and very calculated and very precise and very technical. And she's a powerful striker. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have that many knockouts. Like, she doesn't put girls down. But if you let Norma Dumont can be like a boulder that's rolling downhill. The more you let that boulder roll, the faster and the more momentum that boulder builds up. And when Norma Dumont starts to find success in a fight, she gets dangerous, and she can get dangerous very fast. The Macy Chiasson fight is a fight that she arguably lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, arguably, she lost that fight. I thought maybe that fight was close. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple of, I think it was round 2 of that fight was very murky. Norma Dumont almost put Macy out, though. Norma Dumont almost put Macy out in that 3rd round. But Norma Dumont found her footing, you know what I'm saying, really, especially in that 3rd round. and she started to put some heat on Macy Chiasson. You know what I'm saying? Felicia Spencer, that fight got worse as the fight went on. Like Norma Dumont, you know, really started to put some hands on Felicia Spencer, you know what I'm saying? And the fight with Aspen Ladd, you know what I'm saying? Aspen, I don't know if it was Aspen wasn't pulling the trigger, but that was, I mean, she was a stationary target in front of Norma, and Norma just peppered her and peppered her and peppered her and peppered her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what she did, you know? And Norma Dumont, man, I'm telling you, she is tough. And in that fight with Kiral Hossa, man, like that Kiral Hossa fight, she, you know, everybody's saying that Kiral Hossa won that fight because she dropped Norma. No, she didn't drop Norma. Like, she got hit pretty hard in that fight, and she got hit a lot in that fight. The new Norma Dumont that we see, guys, is, I mean, when I tell you Norma steps, and I've never seen somebody, for one, I just never seen somebody switch their game up like that so quickly. Like, the Norma that came into the UFC and the Norma that's fighting now is not the same Norma Dumont, guys. It's really not the same Norma Dumont. You know what I'm saying? And Norma has fought some of the best 45ers in the world. Let's take a look at her record. I mean, look at this record here, man. Ashley Evans-Smith, Felicia Spencer, Aspen Ladd. Okay, loses to Macy, a split decision to Macy Chiasson, beats Danielle Wolf, beats Kiral Hossa. So all of these wins by decision. I mean, she took Felicia Spencer to a decision. She beat Ashley Evans-Smith to a decision. She beat Aspen Ladd to a decision. Kiral Hossa, who everybody thought was this big knockout artist and who was going to storm through, you know what I'm saying, to get to Amanda Nunes. No, you got to, you know, you want to come up to 145, then you're going to have to fight Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont has done a lot for 45. You know what I'm saying? 145 pounds is essentially a dead division. But, you know, you still got Norma Dumont hanging around. And has Norma Dumont done enough to fight for the 145-pound title? I think she does. She's 2-2. She's 5-2. 5-2. She's had 7 fights in the UFC, and she's 5-2. You know what I'm saying? And her biggest, you know, the loss to Megan Anderson, I get it. Yeah, it was a loss. But the only loss was a close split decision, man. Norma Dumont doesn't win decisions. I mean, she doesn't lose decisions. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and to say she's not a 5-round fighter and that she's a fighter that takes her feet off the gas, I just don't 100% agree with that. I think Norma Dumont, you know, of course, there's things that every fighter has to work on. You know, Norma Dumont can be a little more defensively responsible. You know, Norma Dumont, if you hit her right, she can be put down. Norma can be put down. Norma's been put down a few times in some fights. She got put down against Megan Anderson. She got put down against Macy Chiasson. You know what I'm saying? And she got put down. I don't know if she got knocked down by Macy, but she got knocked down by Kiral Hossa. And, you know, and all it takes is one of them nice, clean Irene Aldana punches, and you can sit Norma Dumont down. So Norma can definitely be a little bit more defensively sound. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and she can, you know what I'm saying, in some ways, she can put out a little bit more effort, but Norma Dumont, man, what we see her do, I think she's a very high output striker, you know what I'm saying? Very high output, and everything that Norma throws, she doesn't throw lazy punches. Like, that's one thing about some fighters that you see the difference between the punches that they sit down on and the punches that, you know, then you see lazy punches. You know what I'm saying? And lazy punches, man, I don't like lazy punches. Lazy punches, I don't know. There's a lot of fighters a lot of fighters throw with lazy punches, but Norma Dumont is not one of those fighters. Every time Norma Dumont sticks something out there, it is long and it is stiff. You know what I'm saying? It is very stiff. I still haven't really seen her ground game tested like that, so I don't really know how good that is, especially against somebody like Amanda Nunes. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, you would have to be more defensively responsible against Amanda Nunes. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and Amanda Nunes very well could go out here and take Norma Dumont down, submit her, or knock her out. But I think it's about time that we say that Norma Dumont should fight Amanda Nunes for the 145-pound belt. That's my whole purpose of the video. You know, I mean, at 145 pounds, an essentially dead division, she's beat Danielle Wolf, Carral Hosa, fought Macy Chiasson, beat Aspen Ladd, and beat Felicia Spencer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's some of the best 45ers in the world, especially Ladd, Chiasson, and Spencer. You know what I'm saying? Though, and those are some of your top four. You know, Ladd and Spencer. Some of your top 45ers in the world. You know what I'm saying? And then she went in there and battled Macy Chiasson. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good win. I mean, that's a good experience and a good fight to have at 145 pounds. So let's see what happens, guys. I just want to know y'all's thoughts on Norma the Immortal Dumont. And how about we give Norma a little bit more credit for putting on these solid performances. We don't see Norma gas. We don't see Norma lose technique. You know what I'm saying? We see a very solid mixed martial artist when Norma Dumont is in the cage. You know what I'm saying? So let's be a little more appreciative of what Norma Dumont actually goes out there and does. And not be so critical, guys. It's really not that deep. It's not that deep. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that dislike. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And your boy is out.